Please welcome Suzy Simonson.
Thank you so much. So I am Suzy Simonson, and I'm so excited to be here tonight because one of the biggest things, I have not been on a stage with a microphone since Minnetonka AGC Talks 4 years ago, almost exactly to the date. So I believe I was the last AGC talk before the pandemic, and we were elbow bumping and we were all of that because we had no clue what was going on. And I've done speaking gigs through Zoom, but not in person. So I just have to say thank you so much, Paula, for inviting me. Thank you, Travis. Thank you to the whole team for having me. And I get to talk about how you show up matters. This is a huge thing for me. Thank you for everybody. So I am a stroke survivor. Up there you can see pictures of me in the hospital. September 25th of 2010, I had a stroke that left me with the mindset of a newborn. So I had the mindset of a newborn, I had the abilities as a newborn, and I had to relearn every single thing. Or I got to relearn every single thing. And in that, one thing that I learned is that confidence is a muscle. And so if you don't feel confident, it's okay, it's a muscle. The more that you do something, the more that you show up, the more confident you're gonna feel. These are my heart and my home. These are my boys. The second that I met my husband, we met at his brother's wedding, and I was the photographer. And the second that we met, he was home. We just knew that each other was home, and we've been together since. And then Knox is our rainbow baby. We had a miscarriage that actually saved my life. I had heart surgery, and then 2 years later, 6 weeks after our wedding, Knox was there. So those are my boys, and they give me so much energy, so much, like they fill me up so I can be here speaking to you guys. So this is the biggest thing, the most powerful thing that I learned from my stroke is that you are exactly who your world needs. And if you shrink back, your world will go without. So I'm going to say that again. You are exactly who your world needs. And if you shrink back, your world will go without. The biggest reason that I say your world instead of the world is that the world can feel overwhelming. And the world can feel like too big that you don't even want to get out of bed, right? I've been there so many times. But you are exactly who your world needs. So if each of us wasn't in the room tonight, the feeling would be different, right? And my hope for you, my intention for you is that you get exactly what you need, no matter what that is. If it's a new connection, if it's a new friend, if it's just to be seen and heard and known, you're exactly where you need to be in this moment. Have you heard of attraction networking? Has anyone heard of that? Okay, I see some hands. I came up with it. So some people that have heard me speak before, they know what it is. But what attraction networking is you set the intention to be who you're meant to be so you can attract exactly who you need. Okay? So this is what you do. You share pieces of who you are. So like it was said, I don't do small talk. I hate small talk. I will walk away from small talk. Like it's not something I'm gifted at. I love going deep. I love knowing who you are. I love knowing why you're here. I love to hear your whole life story, right? Like we either become best friends, we become family, or we're like, hey, that was cool, and we can support each other that way. But I love going deep. So this is to talk about showing up and giving pieces of who you are. Invite others to do the same. When you're networking, listen, ask questions, be the most curious person in the room, right? Networking is not about yourself, it's about seeing the alignment and going from there. Be the most curious person in the room. And when you can do that, you're gonna step into the next level. So actively look for alignment. I was told when I was about 14 or 15 that not everybody likes me. And at first, I was like, what? Not everybody likes me. I was such a people person, all of that. And then I realized I didn't need to like everyone. And that was so freeing for me because the people that I align with, that's where I'm supposed to go. And I may not be for everyone, and I am 1000% good with that, right? Because someone is. And when we find the people that we align with and that we connect with, and you're like, I don't know where that came from, but there's this connection. Go for it. Like invest in each other. Invest in where you're at, what you're doing, who you are. The next one is to pursue people that you need more of. This is seriously the best compliment I can ever get or I can ever hear is somebody that says, I need more of you. Right? Have you ever said that to someone? If you haven't, I totally encourage you to start. That when you say, I need more of you, it means that you are connecting on a level that you don't know what's to come, you don't know where it's gonna go, but you just need more of the person. And then build from there, right? Instead of having expectations when you come to a networking group, when you show up for business, instead of having expectations, have intentions, right? So build from there. Maybe you'll be best friends. Maybe you'll be like family. Maybe you'll be a referral partner. Maybe you'll be business. Maybe you'll have business for each other. But if you look at everybody like they could be business, when you don't have that, you can just live in disappointment, right? So look at people for who they are. Invite them to share about themselves, right? Actively look for alignment. Pursue the people that you need more of, and build from there. So how do you do that? So here's a tip that I have. It is called ditch the pitch. Let me say that again. Ditch the pitch. 60-second commercial, nobody pays attention. We stream almost all of our stuff. When was the last time that you sat and watched a commercial and enjoyed it besides the Super Bowl? Like that, right? Ditch the pitch. When you think of, so I've been networking since I was 18. It's almost 30 years, closer to, it's been a long time. And I love networking. I am obsessed with networking because I'm obsessed with getting to know people. I'm obsessed with learning who they are, what they do, why they do it, right? So the pitch, if you think of an elevator pitch, when I am in an elevator, I'm looking straight forward, I'm pushing the button, and I'm like, get me to my floor, get me to my floor, get me to my floor, right? I don't want somebody telling me what they do and trying to convince me of what they do. I know that elevator pitch started. It was actually, I looked it up, it was 1844. I forgot that guy's name, but it started off as a natural thing. He was actually selling his elevators because they were safer. But it turned into something that is a way to understand, yes, if you've got 60 seconds with somebody, awesome to let them know. And not really, because then you're not thinking about who you are, you're not thinking about who they are, you're not inviting to a conversation. So instead of pitching yourself, connect in 6 seconds or less, okay? Commercials, websites, they need to get your attention in 6 seconds or less, or you move on, right? The scroll, you scroll all the time. If you can connect in 6 seconds or less, do that. You're gonna see your business like crazy, go crazy. So here are 5 things that you need for this 6 second or less connection. You need to know an action word. What do you do? What is an action word that you can say, I get to fill in the blank, right? For me, where this started, I was at a very well-known networking group, and someone walked up to me and said, what do you do? And I said, I'm a photographer. And so she said, oh yeah, my son's got a really nice camera. I'm like, no, I'm a professional photographer. And what happens then, like our brain wants to connect to the people that we're talking to, so it's already going forward to the next thing. And she meant it as a connection, but what was happening is she put a block there that she couldn't get to know me. So what I did in that meeting, I said, I get to capture beautiful moments that will never be had again and remembered for a lifetime. I'm a photographer. And literally, I got 6 paid gigs that day. That day. And so in that, and they all went through, and I did all of them, and then referrals from there. So I get to capture beautiful moments that will never be had again and remembered for a lifetime. So you do action, emotion, value, urgency, and then your title. And so this is the equation. So if you want the equation, take a picture of that, snap the screen, whatever it is. But you say, I get to. So action plus emotion plus urgency plus value equals title. Oh, I have that backwards up there. But it doesn't matter the order. What you're gonna do is you have 6 seconds or less to capture somebody's attention. So the first one is what I just said, and that's where I said it over and over again, and people are like, what is that? So I made an equation for it. So now I get to pull you out of your head and into your heart to show up confidently, to attract your ideal audience, and to earn their business. So now that's a branding architect, and I just came up with another thing in business on Monday, and so it's fun because now I get to say, what is my I get to? What is the next, how am I gonna describe myself to people in 6 seconds or less? So this is one thing that with Stroke to Success, that's my business, I guarantee that every single person that puts this into practice, it's gonna work for your business. I promise you, and I ask you to challenge me in that. So, benefits of attraction networking. You become memorable. You have fun building your business. You go beyond business and build lasting relationships. You connect instantaneously with people that need you. You receive better business, faster business because you're serving the right people. How many would like to know that you're serving the right people right away? Right? So this way you can do that through attraction networking. And then know that sales equals providing a solution to a need, and that's it. That's all that sales is. If somebody doesn't have a need that you have the solution for, be friends. Right? If you have the solution for somebody's need, work your butt off to earn their business. Be present, show up, step into attraction networking so that you can be exactly who your world needs. And that's it. I'm Suzy Simonson with Stroke to Success, and I'm so thankful to be here.